Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Buster Wolf podcast. This is an episode where we're talking about all the EVO shenanigans, some opinions from Maximilian Dood about free-to-play, of course, and we're going to talk about MultiVersus and Tekken Bloodline. So a lot on the plate. I'm your host, Renegade Operative, and I'd like to introduce my panel here. So first we have Red.
From Street Fighter 2 to Street Fighter 6, fighting games will be in my blood till the day I die.
Ah, there you go. I'm starting off strong. I like that. Next up is Kaneki.
Hold on, I'm drinking the tears of, of a certain fighting game that is not getting rolled back. Those fans are in tears right now.
Oof. Well, we're gonna find that out as we go into the podcast. But Nikki, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I am Nikki, and Jury can kick me anytime she wants.
Oh my.
You already got people wanting to put like peanut butter and lube on their feet, so I don't think we need that life on air.
Oh,
So never mind me.
Listen, my feet jokes are ironic. I can't stand feet fetish stuff. That's disgusting.
Well,
it's still not here right now.
Apparently people made it work from the trailer and what I saw, and that was just, let's just move on to the last person. So we have Nero. Introduce yourself, good sir.
What's up? I don't know. I feel bad for people who own fighters on PS4 and Xbox One.
We're gonna get into that a little bit. Drill's running late, as he said, but we're just gonna carry on without him. His fighter spirit is definitely with us as we continue this podcast. So I'm gonna start off with the first question. I want to open this podcast with a big discussion that went on in the fighting game community. Maximilian Dood stated that there was a big barrier in the fighting game scene with monetary releases. I am echoing though. He said that the meta usually dies off in this scenario and made an opinion about making more fighting games free to play. How do you feel about his thought process, and explain why? So I'll let you guys take this. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay, you go.
Okay.
Yeah, this has Dead or Alive written all over it.
Ooh, that's...
Literally.
I was thinking the game or just the phrase Dead or Alive.
No, the game, the series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you're talking about core fighters, yeah.
Well, even just, core fighters, I'm talking about the Dead or Alive franchise in general, considering how much DLC that actually exists in this game. Like, if you, I was going through, the summer sale PS4 stuff, about a few weeks ago, and they had, all the DLC packs for DOA 6. 6 is the latest one, right?
All right, I'm here.
Yeah, for DLC or for DOA 6, they had all the DLC packs for sale, and I'm like, if this is not on sale, you're spending $100 almost per pack, and there's at least 6 packs or so that has maybe 35 costumes or so. I really don't know how many characters are in DOA right now, but you want to get that game, you want to get all the DLC with that, you're spending close to $900. And I'm like, holy crap. That's why no one plays DOA.
I guess I'll go next and then I'll let someone else jump in. I'm gonna try to keep it short, but I think what he's saying, I get what he's saying too, where it's some of the meta on these fighting games, they go the way of the dodo if people have to pay for them and they find it, unreasonable. It's whatever, fair enough. But where I'm coming from is popular fighting games, if they're paid for, they still will get traction if they're really, really good, or if the meta, if something is there and people are playing it, or word of mouth spreads. You know how it goes for any fighter. If it's free to play or not free to play, word of mouth is really telling for if people are going to pick it up and get into it, the competitive scene, you know what I mean? It's a lot of layers to how these games have activity behind them. Either they will die out or they will keep being games in longevity where people play them for years. We've seen that before. Tekken 7, that's still alive, stuff like that. So I get what he's trying to say. There can be options to adding free-to-play fighters, but the problem, in my opinion, is when they try to segment most of the game for you to deal with it being behind a paywall and having to buy gleamium and skins and characters, and it's a entire big grind that I really just don't appreciate if it was applied to mostly every big fighter out there. I enjoy stuff like Tekken Revolution, but there's stuff that I hated about it too. Like, I can't literally play this game at certain times, otherwise, you know, I'm just screwed. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like it's good that MultiVersus has like 20 million players. Is fantastic seeing many people hop on that game because it's free and popular, but it's not going to apply to every free-to-play game on the market out there. It's the same motto, like in reverse, like just because it's free does not mean everyone's going to stay on it for a long period of time. I think that Nickelodeon Smash Fighter, that's like not getting as many views and attention as it used to, and MultiVersus completely killed it. So it's stuff like that that has to be taken into consideration, and that's my reply on that. So anyone else?
I'll let Red go.
All right.
I assume you have much more to say on the matter than I do.
I'll wait.
Okay, so I can absolutely see the fear of fighting games going free to play, and that it'll be predatory and monetized to hell and back, and you'll end up paying more money.
Oh Lord, did we lose him?
Oh, I guess Red's internet is trying to
I guess considering his avatar is Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, I guess he froze the router real quick.
his internet provider is trying to censor him.
Oh man. Well, I guess we have to move on to the next person unless he comes back.
Nero, you could go.
All right, Nero, how do you feel about the free-to-play model in fighting games? Do you think it needs to be applied to everything or no?
I don't really think it needs to be applied to everything. Honestly, if they people can hardly trust devs with full-fledged $60, $70 games. A lot of games come out buggy and unfinished and completely messed up. And I thought to myself, like, what makes me want to trust these devs with a free-to-play fighting game, knowing that they're gonna mess it up?
My analysis on that is it's all about the content and time and what factor is there. If it's not fun, because I've seen this argument before, it's not fighting game related, but when people said because Ghost Survivors and Resident Evil 2 Remake was free, it meant that it's free, you can't really say anything about it, that's bad. And I'm like, I don't agree with that, because the DLC is just not that good that they've given you, and it is unbalanced, and I don't like that. So I'm like, I wasted my time playing it when I played it for the channel. So there can be those moments even if it is free. For MultiVersus, like I said, I'm loving the game. It's a really great experience, but I wish there was just better models to get like alternate characters or skins or stuff like that, because I don't want to have to pay for it. I wish it was a cheap little bundle for those costumes instead of 2,000 gleamium and all this shit. So that's how I feel about it. I think Rat still dead.
He's
alive. He's alive.
So
Yay.
I'm not sure if free to play is the devil everyone thinks it is. It depends on how publishers approach the idea. Because I look at the Dead or Alive example. I look at that, and you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, not just on characters, but on getting all the costumes. But then I look at how other free-to-play genres handle the idea of a free-to-play format. Are you familiar with the work done by Hi-Rez Studios?
I am not, actually. Enlighten us.
Hi-Rez Studios makes free-to-play games like Smite, which is a MOBA where you play as various gods and deities. It's a free-to-play game, but if you like it enough and you want to support it now and into the future, they give you what is called the Ultimate God Pack. Not only do you unlock all the characters in the game now, but all future characters in the game. And that to me is the standard of how free-to-play approaches a game where you're getting constant new content and a game that consistently adds characters. There's no way I can see fighting games adopting this idea. Yeah. But it is something that I would really like fighting game developers to consider. Your characters are more important than the ability to dress them up and the ability to pay for stages. I never understand you, Street Fighter V. But to me, I'm 50-50 on it. It depends on how the developers approach it. It can be done right, and it can be done at the convenience of the customer.
Yep, I agree. I think there is a right way to do it. Like what you just said, where it's like a giant god pack where you can get like everything, and then there's the way of DOA where it's like, hey, you want to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars for cosmetics, and people actually do like seeing certain cosmetics, but they know they can't get them because it's overwhelming. So I do agree there needs to be like a middleman in the process, so to speak.
And here's lies within the problem of any popular fighting game trying to even consider this free-to-play model. You do understand that a publisher will take advantage of its consumers no matter what, whether it be the greedy levels of EA or like MultiVersus, where you have to grind for a certain amount of coin just to unlock a character. What if a consumer does not want to do that and instead wants to pay just to get all the characters from the get-go? What if, let's say, for example, Street Fighter 6 had this, but instead of the way they implemented fight money in Street Fighter 5, they could do something even worse. Let's say 300,000 for a character. That is my worrying sum. If a big publisher like Capcom, they would even consider a free-to-play fighter in the future.
Oh yeah, like I can see some studios, you know, here's an inch. Oh shit, this game is like, it has like 3,000 or 30,000 players on here. Let's see what else we can rake from this, and
you can only play as one.
Yep, and then it's like, here's everything else. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna introduce new models and see if it sticks, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, we'll continue with that and continue on. So that's why I think there's never a singular pack for anything, because we've already seen it before with like multiple season passes and stuff like that. They know the game is like, when it has that longevity, they want to ride it until the end. So that's just kind of how it goes. And if they went that route for free to play, then I feel like they would do the same, to be honest.
I don't know if Rad tried to brought this up, but here's another problem. Because it's free to play, right? Like MultiVersus, for example. If a fighting game, let's say after Street Fighter 6, if a Darkstalkers came back, but it's free to play, here's a problem with it. You don't own the game. That's right. It will be locked behind the free-to-play online only, rule. Just like MultiVersus. We don't own MultiVersus. Whenever they decided to shut down the game forever, that's it. We can't play it anymore.
Oh, so that reminds me of that statement when people said this about MAG and SOCOM Confrontation. When the game is done, it is a frisbee, and you could throw it in your backyard to your dog. And it's like, fucking, I can't play it anymore, so all I have is the box, and I could just throw the box in the sea for all I care. So yeah, that's pretty concerning. Like, when the game is done at the end of its lifespan, that's it. If it's online
It's
only.
actually one of my main issues with MultiVersus right now is the fact that you don't own it, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I know Kaneki brought it up, but this isn't even like a long-term issue. This isn't even like, oh, the game will be. We won't have to worry about that for about 5 to 10 years. These games will last until the end of their lifespan. You guys brought up Tekken Revolution in this subject.
Yeah,
Tekken Revolution had 8 months worth of character additions. And then the game lasted an extra 2 years before they pulled the plug on it.
Was Tekken this the phone game or
no?
This is Tekken Revolution. It was a free-to-play game on the PlayStation 3.
Yep.
It kind of had it kind of had the arcade experience where you could pay money to get extra tokens to keep fighting. But it was a clear benchmark. They threw in a couple experimental systems. I would love to tell you more about this game, but I can't play it anymore because it doesn't exist.
It was kind of they kind of pulled the plug.
because it was free to play. It was on a server, and that server has been shut down.
Yeah, so that's the ongoing fate for these games. Like, it's fun now, but is it even going to be around in the next like 5 or 7 years? Probably not for some of them. A good bulk of them, actually. If we already seen what they would do if the servers like shut down.
Yeah, this pulls me around to the YouTubers' idea. The fighting game YouTubers' mandate seems to be, we need to get new people into fighting games by any means necessary. And if you're using this free-to-play idea to sort of jump off into newer games that have more longevity to them, what does that mean that the games that came before them, you won't be able to play them anymore? And that major concern is something I want to leave you guys with.
I also wanted to mention something about that. When you were talking about like the servers going down, like I was thinking about Mortal Kombat 9. I think there was like the collection edition or the full edition with that. And they had to take it off the servers because I think they lost the license to Freddy Krueger. So because of that, they had to take the whole game off. So I'm thinking about like as far as like MultiVersus goes, like what if sometime later on down the timeline of this game, because I expect with how big it is, they're going to try to keep it running for as long as they possibly can. What happens if they lose a license for like one character or so? Then they have to close up the whole server, and then
it was also something like additional. I think not only did that happen, but their servers were migrated by GameSpy. And GameSpy was like just kaput at that time, so they had to, you know, adjust the game again in order to make it like kind of playable. And then I think they just kind of abandoned it. I know on PC you can still play Mortal Kombat 9 online, but everywhere else, and the delisting, yeah, that's pretty. That's the thing that could also happen to fighting games as well. So it's a lot of grim reminders being brought up about that.
The online wasn't even that good
for MK9.
It was delay based, so not great.
Yeah, it was delay based. I just kind of dealt with it, but that's true. Also, Drill, any opinions on free to play and the model?
Honestly, I don't think modern fighting game devs could pull it off because the amount of content you need to keep doing to get people interested is hard. Like, just look at Apex. They update it like almost every week or so, and that's how the player base is able to stay around. And fighting game development is just very expensive, and then it brings up the issues of pay to win, because what if they have like a character they introduce that like warps the meta, like Fighter Z, for example. So it's just a very touchy subject.
Oh yeah, that's another possibility they could do. Like what if all of a sudden Street Fighter 6 goes free to play, and then the pay to win character is like, for example, Akuma. It's like, who's gonna fuck with that?
Sounds like Street Fighter 5 and Luke.
Oh my god.
Yo, that also sounds like Fire Emblem Heroes, like, because there's also there's a special pass that you can get, and with that every month they release a new character. I don't know how like busted some of these characters are, but I remember when they put out like Fallen Edelgard, and that character is so busted, especially in like the Ether realms, like.
You and I could have an entire podcast on this subject because it's the same way with me in Fire Emblem Heroes. They introduce brand new diseases, and I'm not calling them characters. I'm calling them diseases. They will introduce a new disease into the game, and the characters you have now cannot counteract them. And it's not like a traditional fighting game where you balance around them. Imagine a world where there is no such thing as rebalancing. The character is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're never gonna nerf Fallen Edelgard.
No.
I just have to get really lucky.
Damn,
no, they could just introduce Brave Erica.
A character being OP that will never be nerfed. I can't.
Yeah.
I just couldn't deal with that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Aren't you glad fighting games get balance patches every couple months?
Yes, I'm very happy about that.
Fire Emblem Heroes does not.
Depend. They usually, whenever a character gets introduced, or if there's like a big update.
I mean, characters might get buffs and weapon refines, but beyond that,
dude, I went into an Ether Realm fight once, and it was against 5 Fallen Edelgard. I threw my phone.
I fucking rage quit the game because I had nothing to fight Edelgard. Of course, I eventually pulled her, so now I fight fire with fire.
Yeah, but my Edelgard is nerfed to shit, though. My Fallen Edelgard is nerfed.
This is why I'm happy there's not a Fire Emblem fighting game.
Oh god,
we call it Smash Ultimate.
Oh god,
it's called Smash Ultimate.
Oh god, the complaining about those sword characters, my god. Well, Mr. Maximilian, you know, he said what he had to say, and people gave their takes on it. Does anyone else have any opinions on this before we move on?
I mean, the best fighting game to balance free-to-play stuff was KI, where you had access to online and training, and you could just buy whatever you want, but you still had a full game option.
Oh yeah, like, that's the thing. If they give us, you know, sensibilities like this where it's not super intrusive, and also the full game unlock is not that bad, you still have a full game when you at least buy it, then I don't mind when they do things like that. But it's just that lingering question of, hey, is this going to be shut down or not? Is always online. How's that looking? How are these characters going to stick with me if they keep rotating and I keep having to buy them? That's concerning problems if that happens on the other side of the spectrum. So I think we can move on to thoughts on MultiVersus.
I do have one more question. I'm sorry about MultiVerse.
Oh, go ahead.
Isn't LeBron James a character in that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I assume the licensing goes through him and not the NBA, right?
I think so. I'm not sure how that process went.
I want to say
it borrows from his appearance in the Space Jam film, so I'm guessing that is still a Warner Brothers character through technicality.
Yeah,
it is his likeness.
Toon Squad.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because
the only difference.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, if the NBA decides to monetize from that, that could be a problem with MultiVersus.
Well, the NBA has their own way of handling. They have their own players association, especially for retired players. Like, that's how NBA 2K works. They get legends, and 2K pays the retired players a small fee to use their likeness in the game. So the NBA's got their own way of managing that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're loaded, so I don't think they have to worry about LeBron showing up in like a Looney Tunes sort of fighting game spinoff. I think they're fine with that.
That's good. Okay. Oh yeah, we can move on now. I just wanted to consider that.
It's all good. The next question is MultiVersus anyway, so has
good transition then.
Yeah, a nice segue. So has people been playing like Multiverse so far, and what are the opinions on it, the characters or the balancing? my man Taz got nerfed. Rip.
Hold on. Well, I might as well go because let me show you how much hours I put into this game. 200 plus. At exactly 206.8 hours.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't have as many hours as that. Fuck.
Now tell me, what is it that drove you to such a large amount of time in the game? Are you enjoying it, or is there a specific factor that's keeping you connected to the game?
Well, it's simple, really. The fact that the core gameplay itself is actually fun and addicting. And I'm not gonna lie, the grinding can be annoying, but they set it to where, you know what? If you play very well in most matches, you win a lot. The grinding is not that bad. And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind the grind because they made it so fair, or they want you to keep playing. But mostly it was just the core gameplay where you pick, say for example, you play as Shaggy, or before they nerfed him, Taz. When you play these characters, you and like every match you step into, you learn more about what your opponent can do and what you can do with your character to counter. It's like you could easily read what your opponent about to do. It's like you learn so easily as compared to, let's say, a Smash Brothers Ultimate, for example. Like they made the game so easy to learn and easy to play. It's simple stuff. And that's why, because of that alone, those factors has like 20 million people plus playing right now.
Anyone else on MultiVersus?
I never played it, so no real opinion. I mean, it looks like a decent Smash clone, although being 2v2 focused is kind of a bit of a turnoff because I always preferred 1v1.
I mean,
good news.
Good news is 1v1 in that game as well.
Yeah, but I heard it's not as fun.
It's
because that's not how you're supposed to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright.
But it's an option.
I beat people's ass in 1v1.
Then I see people getting juggled or zeroed to death. I'm thinking, damn, this is melee.
Rad.
So can you download this game on the PS4 or?
Yes.
Yes.
It's on every platform but the Switch.
Ooh.
No.
Not only that, but there is crossplay between them. So PC players can play against Xbox players, can play against PlayStation players.
I think they just told Nintendo dudes, hey, you guys have a Smash copy already. You got your original.
Wait. There's more. Cross progression exists. So let's say you bought a Gleamium stuff into MultiVersus on PC, for example, and you bought, let's say, the Batman animated skin, which is overpriced as fuck, but hey, that will carry over to, well, if you link your Warner Brothers account to all the platforms, it will carry over to any other platform you want to boot up MultiVersus in. No problem.
That is actually really good. I fucking love that.
That is. Is Batman Beyond available?
As a mod.
No, that's a mod, which they're not supposed to know about. They're like Nintendo.
The game.
The Warner Brothers and Nintendo have an agreement. They hate mods. They hate fun like that.
No fun allowed.
Right.
So I have a theory about that.
Yeah.
I think it's less that they hate fun, and I think it's more they hate copyright law.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously you see things like, what's a really big offender of this? If they see anime characters walking around on their Warner Brothers beat-em-up dealy, that might lead to conflict down the line.
Oh, like Goku.
So I think Warner Brothers is not only trying to play it safe, but remember, this is a free-to-play game. they want to sell you some of those costumes themselves.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Otherwise, there'll be mods for, you know, until that game ends.
Like Shaggy just as Goku or something.
I mean, yeah, you have, if you want to play as Goku versus Naruto, then you can just you know, download
If they
Fortnite.
actually sell Goku in
Still getting it.
MultiVersus, they're getting more money. Warner Brothers, advice: talk to Toei, put Goku, Vegeta, or Beerus, or all three in MultiVersus. You get moolah. You get more moolah, more cash, more players.
Sometimes guest characters can mean something to it.
Oh, it definitely means something. Have you seen Tekken 7 doing it? Like how they did it? Geese, Noctis, Negan. Yes, people got Tekken 7 because of Negan. Or Noctis or Geese. It can work.
Yep, same for MK11.
Otherwise, Soul Calibur 6 added 2B from Nier Automata, and you better believe that sold copies too.
That's just people wanting to floss their teeth with their thong, but
They made me re-pick up the game when Harumaru was announced. I'm like, all right, you got me to pick it up again. Or, yeah, re-download the game.
never mind what I said.
But what you say?
And another savior as well. Terry Bogard getting added to Fighting EX Layer definitely moved a few copies as well.
And he was in a nice addition to Smash Brothers Ultimate.
So,
but it ties into MultiVersus. Right now you have an okay roster. But considering we're talking about Warner Brothers and all the different franchises they have at their disposal, like you name it, classic cartoons, modern cartoons, they have their own games division, which they have a few combatants that they could easily fit into MultiVersus if they tried.
yeah, I'm still curious and wondering, where is Scorpion and Sub-Zero? Come on.
I know! Sub-Zero would be perfect for this game. Like, Scorpion might be a problem because it's, you know, Scorpion, but Sub-Zero, you can work around that. I say this because Injustice 2, Sub-Zero's victory animation, like his winning animation, he pulls the cameraman's head off. You don't see any blood. You don't see any bones. You just hear the crack sound. It's implied violence. They can make it work.
I can't talk about certain things, but let's just say down the road, you're gonna see characters that will make people download the game. More people download the game.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Speaking of characters, of the people who are playing MultiVersus here,
Yes.
anybody got a favorite in the bunch right now?
Let's see. Let me exclude Shaggy because that's my main. Bugs Bunny, even they nerf Bugs Bunny, but I don't think the nerf isn't enough because he is still my favorite character to play. Like that man could still do damage and still do his traps. At one point, Iron Giant was my favorite before they nerfed him, but that boy, he got nerfed. I don't know if he got nerfed as hard as Superman.
So you say nerfed, but compared to what they did to my first main of the game, Taz, them boys got tweaked. Taz got nerfed. My guess is when the beta was rolling around, everybody looked at the complaints of the man's side special, and it's way too good, despite it having the recovery of the length that it takes me to finish the statement. It wasn't that bad of a move, guys. Live with it. But they killed Taz, and they're trying to make up for it in the way that I'm expecting them to by turning side special into a cooldown move, aka you get the strong version of that's on a cooldown, and if you keep spamming that move, you get a weak version of that. And that's fine for Taz, but they went too far with him. I really hope that balancing gets a little more TLC in the future, because if Taz is an indication, I'm worried about the rest of the characters that are good. Zelma players should be spooked.
So
no pun intended.
The Arx's way, where they just make a character OP and then nerf them to the ground.
Nerf bugs.
I hate when Arx's does that too.
Nerf bugs.
Like did Arx's nerf any characters lately from Strive?
I actually don't know. They have a balancing patch coming though.
I know that like Soul got most of the top tiers didn't get hit too hard, except maybe Soul.
Yeah, Soul definitely got hit hard from what I noticed, but Jesus, if they touch Shaggy, you're gonna hear a complaint about me already.
Oh man, Shaggy.
Because that man doesn't even. He's the perfect balance. He has his weakness and his strengths. Don't fucking touch that guy. He's also easy to beat, so don't do anything about it, Warner Brothers.
I feel like the next bundle of nerfs is gonna be weird if they do it, because mostly they just went after the folks were complaining about, like Taz and bugs, even though you can nerf the character, can't nerf the kit. Yeah, those characters they're probably gonna go after, but I have a feeling that we're gonna get a stupid patch where they nerf somebody that really didn't need it, and is gonna be all ass backwards. As for characters that I really liked and made, I would say Batman, Harley Quinn, and Superman. Those are the few I stick with. Also Shaggy. Shaggy's not bad as well. I like his little kick across the screen, which everyone does. So it's the greatest thing
Power
ever.
of Ultra Instinct.
Yeah. When Taz got nerfed, I kind of lost my character identity. I eventually discovered Harley Quinn. And I wish some of her like side attacks weren't so rigid. Like she does a bat swing and it just kind of stops in place. Like I wish the animations kind of got better over time. But Harley's my main. It's really fun to up smash people into the sky and just juggle them to death. I'm having a lot of fun with Harley, and she's kind of keeping me around with this game. I still don't want to pay $20 bloody to get an animated series skin. No. Please no. My wallet.
Yeah, I would like another costume, but no.
Yeah, if you imagine what the standard for free-to-play fighting games is, yeah, you gotta pay for $20 costumes.
I was gonna say something, but no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, like MultiVersus doing with the Batman animated skin, $20. Fuck.
I was gonna. Well, I can say it in Spanish. They can suck my huevos. I'm not paying all that for a skin. I like the Suicide Squad skin, but no.
Get that season 1 and grind, boy.
Yep. It's gonna be a grinding catastrophe.
You see, this is why people are gonna be like, should I grind for my character, for a costume of the character I main? You see, people are gonna question that if future fighters gonna have these free to play like models.
And isn't Morty broken? They just added him.
His damage is kind of low.
Yeah, he's not LeBron. What was it when LeBron came out? He was bad, but Morty's not there, but he's still not good. Ooh. So they're probably gonna have to buff his damage where he's at least he does damage.
Damn, he's gonna be my next character. Oh well.
There was the obvious fear around Morty because of how his up special worked. Despite it being on a cooldown, the height that it lifts you is just enough to kill you without you really noticing. It's too late. You're already poofed. So when people saw the up special, it was ridiculous. Like it looked OP as hell. But yeah, Morty seems standard. I don't really like controlling him, but I am willing to bet people look at Morty in a game like this and they're like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in."
Yes.
Yeah, because they have those 9,000 IQs.
Oh god damn it! I swear, if they start putting like Szechuan sauce in this game as an advertisement, I'm gonna freak.
Oh, don't worry, Ren, because the next character that they're gonna release is obviously his boy Rick.
Yep, I saw. Oh.
It's Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just put a bullet in my head right now. Thank you.
Watch Rick is gonna be a support character, and he's gonna be what Velma was day one.
Oh, Rick's gonna be Portal hijinks. I can just picture that.
He's gonna be stupid.
Yeah, he's a pickle too. Don't forget that he's a green phallus that needs to be lobotomized. Jesus Christ!
I forgot. I recently picked up Arya because when the game initially came out, she was also low tier, but she was again not like LeBron James where he wasn't that good to begin with. But ever since they
nerfed him.
When did they nerf him? Like I thought they buff him when
they nerfed the slam dunk move.
Oh yeah, he's trash then. He's trash now.
Damn, LeBron James is trash.
Well, that thing had an active frame of forever and a day. It needed something.
Yeah.
Oh man. I hope that all the other characters, I mean, I can't talk about them, but I mean, I'm kind of excited for what's coming up next. I think it's going to be fantastic. Just as long as they don't completely destroy the meta, I'll keep playing it because it is a very highly fun experience from top to bottom. I just wish that I can actually get more costumes, but I know that ain't gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna make Gleamium adjustments, but fingers crossed that they may in the future. Well, that's all I have to say about MultiVersus. Anyone else want to go?
No, I got nothing much else to say.
Nero?
Oh, Nero is...
so I tried it. I think it's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of like Smash like fighters. But I feel like it seems pretty fun. I might try Tom and Jerry. Honestly.
Oh yeah, those are the characters that never got touched, and that's why Tom and Jerry mains had a field day when those season 1 nerfs came along. The memes was out of control. Ren, you saw them.
Yeah,
Red definitely saw it.
It was Tom and Jerry. Well, it was Tom looking at a book, and they were showing all the nerfs, and it's like Tom and Jerry escaped this. He started laughing.
Oh, I did see that.
Buddy nerfs.
Oh man, that is too great.
It's funny.
If it's not the memes, it's something else. This game has brought like a new life to free to play, and like I said, I do appreciate that. But man, down the road, that's where I'm wondering: is this game gonna go hot or wrong? And it can happen in a nanosecond.
If it could go wrong, it better give me my $50 back. Damn it! Because I paid for that deluxe edition. Them character tickets.
Them 20K coins gone.
Well, that's fine. Can I keep the game?
Yeah. I guess we can move on to the third question, which is EVO stuff now. Oh, it's a lot of stuff here that got teased and talked about from top to bottom. So I guess the first thing we'll talk about is Tekken 8. You know, this opened up with them showing Kazuya throwing Heihachi off the cliff from Tekken 1. And then it just suddenly changed to like HD graphics, and they said get ready, and that was it. So
I think I need to make a small correction. They didn't announce Tekken 8 at EVO. They announced get ready for EVO.
Yeah, it was simply get ready. That was it.
How the hell am I supposed to interpret that, Namco? You just tuxedo masked your way into EVO, and it's like my job is done. But you didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think all they did after that was have oh my god, Harada. Jesus Christ, I forgot his name for a second. Harada just choked Tasty Steve and then he ran off.
Yeah.
I think that was Steve, right?
Yeah. Harada teched Tasty Steve's grab.
And then after that he just ran off.
Yeah.
Harada
like thieves into the night.
Yeah, Harada rage quit the match before before he was about to lose.
Wait another 6 months, Max, bitch.
But no,
He's like, no, you're gonna get the run back.
Yeah.
when they showed before they showed Kazuya in the new engine, with the get ready quote, I thought when they showed Tekken 1 Kazuya throwing Heihachi off the cliff, I thought it would be like, oh, they're finally doing a Tekken 1 through 3 HD collection. Nope, not even.
Ooh, you know that if they had Tekken 4 in that, I'd be okay.
Yeah, because there was rumors that you know, or I wouldn't say rumors. I said people wanted Tekken 1 through 3 re-release on modern consoles, and maybe they can add in 4. But you know, mostly to my knowledge, 1 through 3 people wanted as a re-release to modern consoles, but that's not what we got.
Does Namco even do fighting game collections? I mean, as far back as the PlayStation 2, they've done like what, a Namco Classics collection with like Tekken 4 and Soul Calibur 2 and Tekken Tag Tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And Pac-Man too.
Honestly, compared to Capcom, they've kind of stopped doing like re-releases since PS.
Yeah, if they re-release anything, it's only like a single title, like Soul Calibur 2 HD Online, which the less we speak of that abomination, the better.
I agree.
Oh God. Ugh.
I'm pretty sure that if they re-released it on like all, they would sell.
I heard that. Hey, mommy.
My heart still burned for that game, but for the wrong reasons. Damn it.
I mean, I had the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2, so any other version of Soul Calibur 2, I'm probably not gonna want, because I need the one with Link. I need Link.
They could just re-release it on Switch with all characters.
They could, because then I would. I mean, honestly, I'm overdue for a Switch anyway. If I were to get a Switch and they put like Soul Calibur 2 on there, like an HD or so, and it has like online and all that, I'm gonna whoop everybody's ass with Link.
Oh, we'll see about that. But at the time, what is it? When I had Soul Calibur 2, it was on the PS2, but that's not the version I wanted. But you know, that's what I got. The version I wanted at the time, and luckily it did happen in the HD collection with Heihachi, was the one with Spawn, because I think, in my opinion, Spawn fits to be in the game like Soul Calibur 2 out of Heihachi and Link. But that's just my opinion.
I agree. I mean,
he fits the atmosphere and the way he fights. It's like, yes, that's the character you will put in the Soul Calibur.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I guess they were like, oh, we gotta pick Tekken because, you know, Namco and all that, but Link is like, yeah, we got this GameCube rep. Yeah, just
they already had a Tekken character. You know, Yoshimitsu, an unlockable Tekken character.
I keep forgetting about him. Yeah,
they didn't need to put
Heihachi. That's a different Yoshimitsu.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I want to say story-wise, yes, it's different.
Yeah, story-wise, like Tekken Yoshimitsu is a descendant of Soul Calibur Yoshimitsu, I think.
But
I still
something weird like that. Yeah.
I still say that was enough for, in terms of, oh hey, well, it's you know him from Tekken, now you get to know, you know, his ancestors before. It doesn't need a Heihachi. All right.
See, and that's why they were saying that like Noctis would have been better in Soul Calibur 6, and then Tifa would have been better for Tekken 7.
Exactly.
Yes. Tifa would fit well in Tekken.
Exactly.
She was a brawler.
If she's not in Tekken 8 or whatever this next Tekken project is, just cancel it outright. You guys are doing something wrong if Tifa Lockhart isn't at the top of your list.
She's actually not on the top of my list. I wanted Blaze from Streets of Rage in Tekken 7.
Yep, they have a recent game like Brand Synergy. Now's the time.
I mean,
don't do
Tifa
that
would
to
have been
me.
Great too. Like I would have taken either or, honestly.
Don't do that, man. Adding Streets of Rage was my childhood. Don't.
I know.
Ooh, that's a day one buy if they decide to add a Streets of Rage character in Tekken. Shit.
All the Kiryu people are now sad.
Kiryu players smashing their desk and walking away again.
He is forever a mod.
We have a better chance of putting like Dante in Tekken than Kiryu.
Oh, that
There
would
is
be
a
a
better
day one.
chance. There is a better chance of Cloud Strife being in Tekken.
Oh, that would be a day one.
Prove
You know
me
what?
wrong, Namco. Prove me wrong.
And before Shiva from Streets of Rage.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
Give me more power.
you'll get Axel and you'll like it.
I'm fine with
Yeah,
Axel.
Axel would be.
But which Axel would it be?
Ooh.
Yeah, possibly 4 with the beard.
Well,
I mean, I'm still salty that when they put Axel in Project X Zone, Cody wasn't in the game to have them two interact.
Oh, that's right. Was there even a final fight character?
No, I don't even
Comcast
think
strikes
Hager was
again.
in it.
Oh, Rad, they're after you, man. You gotta stop downloading that porn. No,
No. He's not supposed to download certain things.
certain mods to enhance
Dude,
his
just
experience.
stream it on Pornhub for Christ's sake, dude. It's like you don't even have to waste any disk space.
I would stream a fighting game on Pornhub. I mean, Xavier Woods did it, but you know that's a whole nother topic.
Anything to compete with YouTube. They need to hurry because so
I'm
many
not even talking about
attempted,
fighting games.
so many failed.
let me stop. Let's just move on to the next topic. So
Moving on.
KOF 15, they showed Team Orochi and they had crossplay. So anyone played this team or any thoughts on crossplay?
Them
More Jeremy,
adding
the better.
them adding, and I played Team Orochi. So the only character I had more fun with was Orochi Chris, because what they did to him a bit in terms of gameplay, I felt like he was easy to pick up as compared to Orochi Shermie and Orochi Yashiro. But I heard people like Orochi Yashiro for the ridiculous combo he could do in 15. But when they announced crossplay, what was it? 2 days prior, before the Sunday event where they announced the big stuff, you just gave more people more reason to buy the game in like next year. That's all people wanted was crossplay through all the fighting games, and the fact that we're getting crossplay like in King of Fighters and Guilty Gear and Street Fighter 6. That's what people want, man. People to play all platforms play together.
I think crossplay is great. I would never shit on it or anything. I think that's fantastic.
That's why MultiVersus is doing so well. Or that's one of the key factors.
We'll shit on Shermie though, because I don't like Shermie. I don't like fighting against Shermie. So
Oh damn!
more like Rad over here.
What? Okay, I have to get this off my chest at least because I haven't touched the Orochi team. But when they did the gameplay demo and they showed that Orochi Shermie's lightning ball, the EX version, can actually move depending on if you press punch or kicks, and I just applauded. Tears streaming down my eyes. That is a wonderful change.
That's
Oh
nasty.
god.
That's really all I have to say about the Orochi characters. The second I get my hands on Orochi Shermie and start playing her, it's a wrap. It's a done deal.
Oh god, I'm never gonna hear the end of it from Rat.
Oh,
What do you think? What do you think about this, Nero?
This team is pretty cool. I love the way they actually did Orochi Yashiro.
You're kind of low on my end.
Yep. It's a little hard to hear you. I know he's gonna say Yashiro though, because that's his favorite character. God.
Yeah, what is it? What he can do when I saw people playing Orochi Yashiro, that motherfucker could do combos. That's why I know Nero picked that character up when he was out.
Yeah. Orochi Yashiro can combo from his command noodle to his CD into like his command grab. And from that he can do super, like in terms of damage.
Wait,
And
so hold on. You said CD through command grab, and then what?
you can combo from his command normal to his CD into
Okay.
a command grab. And then you can combo into a super after that command grab.
Oh my gosh! So they did a lot with him then, huh?
Yeah, and his EX command grab is OTG. So you can literally do like you could combo into the little suplex move that he does, and you can use his command grab, which is EX command grab, and more damage. I feel like Orochi Yashiro is pretty fun. Shermie, I like the changes that Shermie has. I like her better than she was in like '98 with her four circle back kick. The EX, her EX is like a Joe thing. So yeah, I didn't play too much with Chris, so might have to ask somebody about Chris.
Oh, I'll tell you, he's fun. From what I picked up, I was destroying people with Orochi Chris. And I like how they did a mod where you could change his costume color to his original Chris color costume. Like the blue shirt, for example. You can mod it to where you'll put that in the Orochi Chris.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Does anyone else played Team Orochi?
It's interesting where we're at right now when the idea of an Orochi version of existing characters were going to be a DLC team in 15, and everybody was complaining that they were wasted slots because we already have those characters in the game. Look at you now.
That's funny. They complain about it. That did they forget King of Fighters 2002? You had like 4 or 5 kills.
Yeah,
oh man, the Clone Saga.
When all you need is Kusanagi.
Yeah,
and probably base Kyo, because let's face it, it's unlimited match. If your name starts with a K, you're OP. K-Dash, Kasumi, King, etc.
I was thinking of something nice. I'm not gonna say it all out.
of course.
It's just triple K, you know. But
I was the one time I'm gonna speak of like the actual tournament itself. There was an awful lot of Cronin and Bijanet in that tournament,
dude. Every time,
so obviously my eyes were glued to that top 8.
Oh man,
They nerfed them yet? I'm assuming there's a reason why they were at the tournament.
They buffed him. They buffed him.
Oh man, they buffed K.
Yeah, when Raz starts laughing when Raz starts laughing like that, I just think it's the opposite. Automatic.
You assume Cronin can get nerfed. You start with the fact that his level 3 can OTG.
Oh.
I knew that was trouble the second it was revealed.
Oh.
I'm assuming they buffed that too. God.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You just have to. That factor by itself makes it incredibly strong. You name me another character in the game that can launch you with one super, and the second that you hit the ground and you assume it's a hard knockdown, no, you're not done. Here comes my gigantic arm to deliver more damage. No other character in the game has that.
Yeah, so this match is plain old broken. I understand.
Yep.
Oh.
All right.
It's what you get for leaving him behind for 20 years, SNK.
Yeah, I forgot that he's supposed to be
Reap what you sow.
An entirely different character, but they just changed it around to someone else with the same moveset.
Yeah, it's essentially the same character. It's just back then they got sued because the character they portrayed, this character they portrayed back then was a copyrighted character.
Tetsuo Kaneda.
Also, fuck Nameless. This is the superior version.
Woo!
Hey, like Nameless.
Some spicy takes going on in the building.
That's why there's a mod for that character that has the Nameless skin.
Oh,
that's not a mod. That's a nerf.
Oh, damn.
Well, anyone else on the KOF bandwagon, the KOF life, before we move on?
Are you?
Okay, so I don't think I did give my opinion, but I mean, like I said, fuck Shermie, you know, not literally, you know, metaphorically. Let's see, who else? I can't stand Chris because of Rat. That Yashiro's, I can deal with him, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, I just go based on my experience with the tournament. But I'm glad people are enjoying the Orochi characters. Maybe we can see more of them down the road, but you know,
you're not getting Orochi Iori. That's it for
please. He's my man.
Also, sir, I don't even play Chris. I don't know where this slander's coming from.
I just remember someone in a tournament, I don't know which tournament it was, they were playing as Chris, and I was fighting him, and he was annoying the fuck out of me. I was like, I hate this character already, just fighting against him.
Was it me, or was it someone else?
I think it was someone else. It had to be someone else, because they just kept getting me with that, like, slap, where he just keeps doing the slap over and over.
Was it? Okay, hold on. Nero, did you play Chris in the last tournament we did?
I don't remember.
Probably did, that bastard.
That's the only other person I could think of. It was Nero probably playing Chris during that beta.
But other than that, like, wow, Iori, please. I know he can't jump, for the love of God. You know, he can't walk, he can't jump, but you need to do that, and I'll be happy. As for, like I said, the crossplay is great. It's nothing more to be said. I think it's amazing, and it just means I can play this game with other people on different platforms, and that's cool.
It's even coming for Epic Games.
Oh, China? Okay.
Yeah, China. So we'll eventually get to fight Chinese players.
It's like, do you know that my pimp hand is stronger at Cronin? Yes, you will today. Let's move on to the next topic, which
before we do, there's another thing we didn't talk about KOF 14. I mean 15. The fact that I had a Team 4 revealed, you see.
Team 4?
Yes. They revealed so much, not just crossplay and not just Team Orochi. The fact that they added 2 more teams, but specifically, we're talking about the Team 4 revealed.
Oh, I know you're talking about Shingo and someone else. I forget.
No. That was
even before that.
Oh.
Yeah, that was even before this. Team 4 revealed, as Rad's brought up before we started this podcast, what they wanted to add in the year KOF 95. The Samurai Showdown team was revealed for Team 4.
27 years in the making. Haomaru's finally in a King of Fighters game. The 4 heroes have been gathered at last.
Now,
so Team 4 is Team Samurai. Haomaru and Nakaruru, who were planned even back during the King of Fighters 95. And the third character for that team back then was Galford. But we have a new Samurai Showdown game and a new set of characters. Maybe one of them should get the limelight. Darlie Dagger is going to be in a King of Fighters game, and I can't fathom that. She has an incredibly heavy weapon. It's like Monster Hunter in Marvel Infinite.
She got abs. I mean, what?
I would really like to see how they balance Darlie in a KOF universe where that girl has buttons.
He put some emphasis on that. Heavy emphasis.
That would be pretty sweet, though, I'll tell you.
Yeah, this I didn't see all the Samurai Showdown stuff, so it's kind of interesting, I guess, to give that some love.
I'll put you like this: it was leaked.
Oh well, that's how it usually goes.
But Shingo and Kim, as you mentioned, wasn't part of the leak.
No, that was a big surprise for me as well.
Yep, I didn't expect.
Yeah, I was really surprised seeing that.
Shingo was one of the characters I wanted them to add in 15, and I got my wish when they revealed that next year he'll be part of the future DLC expansion, and I'm just so happy for that.
Finally, JoJo can like stop jacking off and say, "Oh, Kim's not in this game. I'm not getting it." Now he can finally get it.
He is now. He's got to wait next year to get Kim.
Okay, but this brings a follow-up question. Do you think that content moving forward will just be single entries, or do these characters have teams behind them?
Teams. I think it's going to be teams.
I think we're going to see single entries.
I mean,
I think it's going to be single entries, then they're going to guess about who's going to be on the next couple teams.
I wouldn't mind, because, I mean, it's going to happen for some characters, but others, I think, you know, teams will be a great concept, because you get more bang for the buck.
Literally, you... Okay, I have to say this about KOF 15. You have to buy them in team packs. You can't purchase individual characters. So if you're like me and the only Orochi character you play is Shermie, you have to get Yashiro and Chris. You can't pick and choose. So this single entry idea, maybe pay $5 a character, fantastic. Plus, it opens the door wide for more possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you got? Hold on, Nero, what do you think about all this? Teams or single entries? What do you want for them to roll out content on?
Personally, I would think teams, because for me, I would usually go ahead and buy like the pass anyway. It would be easier for me to actually go ahead and play the character that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to try those other characters, I'll play them too.
Oh.
And as for Sam Show characters, I predict they're going to be broken on launch.
Oh, fucking course. I have a feeling that they're going to do insane damage. Especially Haomaru. He's going to... Let me chop people in half. I think that'd be the best solution. I doubt it, though. It's not going to happen, but still.
I don't think they're going to show something like that. Come on.
That would be awesome, though. Still, holy shit.
That means he can kill anyone in the game if he wants.
That is some new animation that I think is more effort than he's worth.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think Ren wants that, apparently.
Yes. I would be entertained by that.
You gotta give them much more than, you know, certain blood monies.
Oh, God, I know what you're referring to. I'm not going to get
But yes, you gotta give them more than that if you want them to too.
Yeah.
Based on what they announce next, I'll give them all the money.
Same.
People just love Shingo.
This is their best game yet, in my opinion.
Now, if you really want to make a lot of money, introduce Shingo with flames. I mean, that's going on.
That's what I said. That's what I said earlier. You gotta have like, and based on the manga, he finally learned the flames. I'm like, you gotta put that Shingo into KOF 15. I'll play that. I'll play him as much. I'll play him more than Kyo. Just give him the flames.
It would absolutely be a turning point, because the producer of KOF said Shingo's just not allowed to be a flame user.
Well, they could change that anytime if they want.
Mm-hmm. Anything the money is going to go towards.
Like, that is a trait passed down to the bloodline. And honestly, I don't think it fits Shingo. I would rather do critical hits than burn someone's face. Like, I have Kyo for that.
Have him fall on his face. I mean, that's usually what he does.
You also have K-Dash for that.
Yes. But it's just a fun little what if, you know what I mean? But I guess we can finally move on to the next one. So,
I gotta go on this one, Ren, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead.
So, this announcement came right after the short brief, that we're going to talk about later on, that is Sam Show getting a rollback. This caught everyone off guard. The first display they showed was a familiar city in the background. Anyone know that city they showed when they first revealed it?
It was Southtown.
It was Southtown indeed. But
no, you're not.
certainly they existed. Those blinded by ambition. Those consumed with vengeance. But here, they do not exist. Only winners and losers here. For here, the mighty rule.
There's a new Garo game in development!
Yes, you heard right. The continuation of Garo has been greenlit. It has been confirmed.
Oh my god.
It is finally happening.
22 years! Are you serious?
Nope, no joke. They're finally doing it. They're finally continuing the story from where we left off of Rock Howard in Garo.
So Oda, being the master troll that he is, about a month ago, there was more information about the failed Garo 2. There were more sprites put out there. This information got leaked off a very old work in progress disc. And Oda was like, maybe, what if? And then EVO 2022 rolls around, and we're here.
What ifs came true.
Fantasy is now reality. The wolves are hungry again. Jesus Christ. Can we talk about that poster? Tonko is clearly back. It's Rock and Billy Kane and actual Kane.
Yes.
That's picking up where Garo left off. Finally!
That's going to be surprising. I wonder how Billy's going to play in a game like Garo, because usually he would be he'd play like any other Fatal Fury games he was in before Garo. But I wonder how he's going to play in this one.
He's going to get new moves.
Oh boy, that's going to be hype.
He's going to break that stick off.
Okay, the way that came out.
He wields like a stick in battle.
Yes, I know.
He wields a bow.
It was just the freezing of everything.
Watch, he's about to use those as nunchucks.
He's gonna dual wield.
Oh man, that's I haven't played the first Garo, so I'm not on the hype train, unfortunately. But maybe one of these days we'll do a tournament on it and we'll be happy.
Tournament.
Yes,
played a little bit of it.
But a fantastic announcement all around. It just seemed like SNK was the one that was dropping a lot of bombs. I'm talking a lot.
This was pretty much part 2 of their, when they were announcing stuff back in 2019. They was like, no, we were not done announcing stuff, so we had to continue in the EVO 2022.
So here's why story lore is a big deal, not just for KOF, but for Garo as well. Obviously, in the King of Fighters 15, they added a Mark of the Wolves team. It was Rock and Bijane and Gato. And there are still story threads in the Garo universe that have yet to be developed upon. Like, Rock Howard teased collaborating with Terry. Hotaru is still looking for her brother. She is still in the same place she was 20 years ago. We will finally have a continuation of that. The teenage me, his brain would explode at the prospect of some closure. Give me. I've been waiting for this.
Literally, Maximilian's reaction was all you need to see when it was announced.
Yeah. That was also me as well. I didn't think this day would ever come.
I think I saw it. He was basically dead silent, mouth agape.
No, he was screaming like a banshee.
Oh well, you know what? That also works as well. There's the silent, like, sort of overreaction, and then there's, oh my fucking god, is actually happening.
It was the uncertainty of it. It was like, is this a t-shirt?
Yeah.
We weren't sure if this was a game. It was a product. It might have been like something mobile related. There's no way a fully fledged Garo fighting game can coexist.
Yeah, I think I did see that like initial reaction where he was like in denial about it until it actually showed up.
Yeah, until the quote says, "New Garo / Fatal Fury is greenlit."
Yeah.
Any other opinions on Garo?
Yeah, I don't.
That's gonna
Yeah, I
be
don't
nice.
care. I don't care who gives SNK their money from here on. They're making a new Garo. They've got mine. That's all I care about.
That's day one pre-order. That's day one.
I might check it out. It gives me opportunity to check a series out that I never played for the first time. So I'm
They
game
give
for
me a
it.
Terry statue, I'll take it too.
You just want Terry's
Ironic,
brown jacket?
when they show the announcement, they play the remix of Terry's theme. Like, can I listen to that, please?
Yeah. And you know that was made for the trailer. The new Terry theme is going to be something different.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, New Garo's cool, but all we saw was just a poster, so it feels kind of like we won't see the game being fully made for another couple years.
And that's fine. And that's fine. They could take all the time they need.
I get to see these characters in 3D. How they
To be
were always
fair,
meant to
I
be.
mean, I'd rather they wait until they show it when they're ready instead of, how we saw, compared to how butt ugly KOF 14 was in its first trailer.
Hey, wait a minute. Remember, people, you know what? I was going to be in that same boat, but then I realized, hey, y'all was doing that when Metroid Prime 4 was announced, and all we saw was the JPEG.
Yeah, I mean, people do get
All we
hype
have
off.
is the
We're
logo.
all guilty of that. We're all guilty of that.
People
That was
get hype
5
off
years ago, by the way.
People get hype off JPEGs. I mean, when they first showed RE2 Remake, I was hyped, and that was initially a JPEG. It's like, we do it RE2 font, that's it. We didn't get gameplay or any sort of thing like that until like 3 years later. So it happens to everybody. But I have faith in SNK because after playing some of their recent games, I mean, KOF was fire. So if they apply the same sort of principles to Garo but make it better, then I think I'll be all in for this one.
All in.
All in, all of the. I guess Nero or Nikki, do you have anything to say before we move on?
I think everything's been said. Yeah, I'm just really excited for this. Yeah.
Oh boy.
If I get a Terry statue with the pre-order, I'm in too.
Oh boy, the next topic. Talk about whopping.
Okay.
Jury and Kimberly in Street Fighter 6.
It's like this trailer was made for me. The two characters I wanted to see in Street Fighter 6. The teased Kimberly and Jury returning to Street Fighter. When I say returning.
How do you feel about Kimberly playing a lot like Guy?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I'm honestly fine with that. I mean, we've mentioned the leak, but we've mentioned that it was sort of a ninjutsu style. I would have never thought Bushin, and I'm glad.
Yeah, Bushin was a surprise.
I wonder if she trained under Guy.
She did.
She did, yeah. I think she's his student. She's his,
that's confirmed.
Wonder if we'll have like Zeku or Guy cameo in the story mode at least.
I would say could be both at best.
I mean, I wanted a Final Fight character for this game, but new gen, I'll take this.
Like they said, they're going to show like the story mode in TGS, so I imagine that could be the best chance to show like cameos.
I think the only character I would most likely see return playable is Zeku. Maybe Guy at best is probably a returning cameo. Not playable. Zeku is probably going to be the more where he'll return both cameo and playable.
I feel like Cody can be a cameo now because he's the mayor, so.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
I wonder if they're gonna add like Streetwise, any kind of Streetwise lore, saying that like, or bring back the fact that he has like arthritis now that he can't fight anymore.
Dang, and Ren's laughing. Look what you did.
Like I'm just hoping like they just make the story mode like a full beat 'em up like Yakuza.
It looks like open world, so I don't know what they're gonna do with the story mode, but at least they have story mode day one.
Like, we're gonna see more of it at TGS, so I'm excited to see.
Everybody's gonna be up at like what 3, 4 a.m. just to watch it. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I probably will be.
if it's on, is it gonna be at the weekend or what day is it?
The schedule's not out, but it's clear to assume it's the weekend of TGS.
Okay,
That's when
yeah.
all the stage shows are done.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
it's on the
like-
weekend.
Okay, yeah, people gonna stay up.
Also, yeah, what did you guys think of the jury trailer? Like, Capcom clearly knows which fans to milk now.
Oh well, she's a fan of Akira, you know.
Yeah,
One
the Kaneda bike turn, man.
Mhm.
That's a great intro.
Yup.
I love her outfit. I love Jerry's outfit.
That was
I
fantastic.
didn't like it in concept, but in 3D, I am okay with it now.
Didn't they just say it was a remodified version of Super Street Fighter 4?
Yeah, kind of her outfit. Yeah, because like the front of it, that's like where her breasts are covered. That was on her back at first, and those pants are just like a modified version of the pants she had on in just different colors. Like I really like her color scheme, like the purples, the turquoise, the white, the black together.
You know, and she's still just as crazy.
Oh yeah. And they made it all about her feet. They know how much degenerates are Street Fighter fans.
People just want to let go on someone's foot, and I was like, bro, what is...
Like, yeah, you see her super.
I did, where she has like the foot and the guy's like sort of just looking up.
You mean Jamie?
Yeah, and I don't know, people were just weird with that shit. I kept seeing that on the timeline. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, has people ever like gone this crazy over Jury's feet before? I have no idea. But hey man, you know, if you're into that stuff like Quentin Tarantino, that's fine.
I'll say this. They would if Capcom at the start of Street Fighter V wasn't censor happy.
So what are her breasts and
because
stuff
of
like that?
esports.
To me, my opinion on the esports thing is, I mean, that stuff's gonna be common. The same with the butt slap and all that other stuff. But it's whatever, because I'm just like, you know what? If you want to see these characters run around full on butterball naked, then the PC is the route to go.
Let's go on DeviantArt. They're all like.
Yeah, it's so much Street Fighter porn.
Also, where the mods are at.
and I am sure on each and every single fucking reveal, there's gonna be artists taking control of these characters, and you know, pulling all the stuff that you probably will see on the X videos night. You know what I mean? So it's not a big deal.
Okay, Ryan. Okay,
I'll tell the truth. I swear, I'll tell the
X
truth.
videos.
He's telling the truth. But, I mean, Jerry just looks really fun, like, gameplay wise too.
Is that where we're gonna follow you at, Ren? The X videos? You got that channel?
No.
He just wants to see Luke and Jamie porn. That's all.
No, I think Luke porn is Nikki's.
No, Ren, you into some yaoi shit? Like, come on, man.
No.
Oh no, man.
I'm sorry. I'm a horrible troll.
I know you are. But I mean, I thought her trailer was fine. I think Jury was my main in Street Fighter 4, but I never picked her up in 5 because you know how I feel about 5. So it's nice to see a returning character come back with her classic movesets, some new moves, combos. I like that air spider kick that she was doing. That's absolutely fucking insane. I love it.
Oh no, Drill!
Well, Drill's dead.
I'm wondering how they will incorporate her in the story, because essentially I thought her story was done in 4, so that they're just bringing her back for like fan service. But I think they said now that
sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Like now that her main goal has been achieved, she just drives around all gloomy looking for the next.
Oh yeah, because Shadowloo is no more. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Right, Shadowloo's supposedly toast, yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
I feel like Jury at this point is just a street fighter. I mean, her aesthetic is the spider. She's always looking for her next prey, her next kill.
You know what's wild is that they originally set up like Sea Viper and Chun to be like the main rivals, but Jury became so popular and overshadowed that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame them when they had to switch.
I feel like it was more of a Cammy versus Jerry thing, but then after what we saw in Street Fighter V, like in the story, like she and Jerry are kind of what's the word, amicable now, more or less.
Unless they do like a 2v1 where it's Chun-Li and Cammy versus Jury.
2v1, he says.
Like story-wise, not gameplay, of course.
Right.
Story-wise, he says.
What the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
I feel like they're kind of setting up.
Calm your pants down, man.
No,
I feel like they're setting up like Luke and Jamie to be like the new Ken and Ryu, so they're gonna be like the rivals.
Speaking of Ken, where is he?
Yeah, well, maybe Tokyo Game Show. They're gonna announce him and Cammy together.
Oh, you know, I mean,
I can't see them doing a new character just yet.
A little bit of booze doesn't hurt Ken. I mean, am I right? Like a little bit of drinking in the system.
Friend, no.
You know, just
she took the kids, Ryu. She took the kids.
You don't know what I'm talking about, right? You probably
that would be a surprise plot. It like that happened, but except his new wife is Cammy. Imagine that.
What the?
There is
there's a lot of people out there who do ship Ken and Cammy together.
Wait, what?
There's a significant age difference.
Not really. Cammy's 21 years old. Well,
like early 20s when Ken's in his like late 30s.
The thing is that the timeline is so inconsistent now that they just do the KOF thing where they just do a floating timeline.
You know what? B-Class Sakura is finally an adult. Because remember, she was a high school girl till 5.
Yeah, they kept her as a high school girl for the longest time.
Oh,
she and Cammy are the same age.
Sakura was also thirsty as fucking 5.
Yes. Oh my god.
That fucking story mode.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. She wanted the
Hadoken babies.
Well, I was gonna say she wanted a bun in their oven.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's like, wait, I don't know if I want kids yet.
So she wants to get the Shoryuken.
You wanted that crouching Tatsu.
Tatsumaka Senpyaku.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Jerry looks fun. People say that she's closer to her Street Fighter 4.
She's gonna scream out. She's gonna scream out Shinku.
Oh.
Thank God they fixed Jury.
Yeah.
She was not who she was. She was not who she was in 5.
I can't play Jury in 5. And that other outfit she had was atrocious. I'm sorry.
Damn. It's because of they had to censor it for esports.
I mean, even if it was uncensored, even then, I just thought it was so ugly.
I mean, there's like a dozen other outfits anyway.
Wait, what?
I play with her schoolgirl outfit, so
the punk one.
Yeah, I think that one's cute.
You're talking about for Jerry?
It was like the
Street Fighter 5
default costume. Oh. Yeah, the default costume was like. Have you guys ever played Danganronpa?
No.
Well, I heard of it.
Yeah, if you.
I know who you're thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look up Ibuki in Danganronpa, Jerry's schoolgirl costume, like the default color is Ibuki.
I'll splice that image in for the people.
Yeah.
Well,
like it's a dead ringer.
It really is.
Move that in, and skin tight leather, and you have a combination for certain people.
But yeah.
I mean, as a Taekwondo practitioner, I can't fight in leather. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything else to say on Jury or Kimberly?
Kimberly is just.
We haven't talked enough about Kimberly.
She kind of got overshadowed on Twitter as well.
Because she is
really good.
Yeah.
Well, like the most I remember is people saying she had a 5 head.
What?
Yeah, I did hear that. I mean, I'm a little salty that, and this is just an assumption, is because of her inclusion that Guy won't be in. But I mean, we have Rose and Minot in the same game, so it's not impossible that Guy can show up with
Yeah, like Manat is gonna definitely appear at some point. Like she's too popular.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, from what I saw of Kimberly's gameplay, it's not exactly a 1-to-1.
Right.
You say that,
I mean, it
and
was the same thing
then
they did with like Guile and Nash.
Yeah.
The same thing they did with
Yeah.
Ken and Ryu.
you say that, Joe, and then people wanted Makoto in Street Fighter V for the longest time. They didn't get that wish, did they?
One in
Probably
Makoto
can-
Street Fighter 5.
I bet you that it's gonna happen with I bet you,
6?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'll-
surprised no Third Strike people are in 6 yet.
Well, this is after
Capcom
3,
is
so-
like what's Capcom is
Yeah,
like what's
yeah.
Street Fighter 3.
Oh boy, here we go again.
After all this time. No, but I did have another question, but it's not related to Jury and Kimberly.
Mhm.
What the hell is the beta?
Street Fighter
Where
beta?
where is Street Fighter 5 Street Fighter 6 beta?
I'm going to seek I'm going to use my crystal ball here
Oh
Yes.
and say that they're going to do a beta closer to release.
November, I could see.
No, not even then.
Oh, you said closer, so
You're not getting a beta until next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus
I can see that.
Man.
because
What
they're
I was
probably
talking
gonna add more
about.
characters to it.
yeah, I see how. Yeah, in a way, I can see how they're doing. I don't like that, but knowing what happened the last time they did a Street Fighter beta, yeah, I can see why they would do something
Because
like
they
that.
they kept wildly changing the game.
They kept changing the game, and really they had less characters for you to play around with. I mean, if there's a beta today, you're just getting Ryu, Chun, Luke, and Jamie.
Oh.
Don't you want more characters?
What? Wait, isn't TGS getting like?
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the fact that there was less characters. When Street Fighter 5 beta was around, who could have played the game? No.
Exactly. When they want a beta for Street Fighter 6, when they want that game widely available, there's a good chance they want to A, do it right, and B, have some character variety at the start.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, you're not getting a beta until next year. If you do get
they
one,
would want to add Mimi and Marissa in there first
Yeah.
before they put a beta out.
like if you do get a beta next year, that screams of confidence in their product.
Mm.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Hey, it was confidence with 5, and look what that happened.
They have learned from 5.
So far, yeah.
There was gameplay this weekend over at New York. Yipes and his boys
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
got his hands on that build, and a
Yeah,
lot
but-
of positive feedback.
Yeah, but it must be nice to be an influencer. Too bad the rest of us can't play it.
Did you know that supers freeze the timer?
Oh,
No, but I saw that in chat when you guys were
honestly,
talking
I'm
about it.
glad that happened because it reminds me of when in Street Fighter 4, if you tried to do Zangief's Ultra 1, then if you were under 10 seconds, you would lose because it took too long.
Oh, Cross Tekken was worse in that.
I think Abel was the same way too with his his Ultra One.
Yep.
But yeah, Skullgirls had at least froze the timer. And that was like 2012.
By the way, Skullgirls is getting another character. Guys, Skullgirls?
Oh yeah,
No.
Black Dahlia.
Not just Black Dahlia.
Around to see that.
Not
Oh,
just Black
that
Dahlia.
one.
Oh, a character 10 years in the making. They're adding Marie.
Yep, I remember.
Finally. After she was the final boss a decade later, she has the potential to become playable.
It's like, now you remember? It was 10 years ago. It's been a long ass time.
Yeah, the Marvel clone, you know?
That Marvel clone.
I just bring this up because Skullgirls is still limping along. With all the publishers and all the controversies and all the different developers, they're still slinging their way. If fighting games have a will, there is a way.
Pastor, I knew you were
Just
gonna
make
say
sure
that.
you play the PC version for online.
Yeah.
That's like one of the rare things where that game's popularity is still on the PC version, whereas other versions, the online's dead.
Because the PC version has all the fixins.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess, should we move on?
Sure. So let me.
Oh, you mind if I take this?
Sure, you can.
Yeah, so Guilty Gear Strive roadmap revealed includes 4 new characters, including Bridget, a crossplay beta test, reduced input lag on PS5, new stages, and balance patches. I mean, like, putting aside the controversy, I guess Bridget was gonna be a thing. Although I am disappointed it wasn't Dizzy or Slayer or Jam. But maybe they'll be in the other 4.
I'm not disappointed it's not Jam because I still don't have to play the game.
Damn. But yeah, crossplay, I mean, it's long overdue. It kind of sucks it got delayed, though. But at least it is finally happening. Although, hopefully they can reduce the times with getting in the servers, because they're still kind of annoying.
Here's my thing with the crossplay beta. Are they gonna do it? Are they doing this where you have to download an actual beta for it, or it's gonna be in game? Like with I forgot what fighting game did this before, where there's like you could do like a beta version of Setso. But yeah,
Street Fighter V had something like that. Like they had a CFN beta at one point.
I'm guessing they want to make sure that the online works, the crossplay works.
I always hear the issue with Strive and their lobbies, and I assume since crossplay is such a definitive hurdle,
it's gonna
they want to make sure they don't trip over it when they try to make the leap.
Yeah.
I hope it leads to fixing the lobbies, because
although someone's gonna try to do the meme where they pick Goku on the PC version and just crashes the game.
Yeah, the fucking waiting during the lobbies, and you have to do a little sword fight with other characters, and then they have to select, and then I didn't like that at all. I think what I did to mitigate that is just play in training mode until I finally got a match.
Like, my issue with it was mainly the fact that you can be running a set with a player, but then you end up moving to like a different floor, so you don't get to play them.
Yep, it will cancel out the game, and I had that happen a few times. I was like, what the fuck? Why can I not fight him? Oh, because it
I was
to
at
another floor.
I was at the highest floor, which is I think 10. But when
I thought it was Celestial.
Is it Celestial? I don't know what's the highest.
I think it's Celestial, but
what level is that?
It's above 10.
Shit. Well, I'm not there yet, but it's still annoying that once you lose like so many times and you get bumped down to a room. Why not just why not just have it where you could go to any room of your choice?
Yeah,
because smurfing is a thing.
Or just have an actual lobby like with Guilty Gear Xrd, like Rev 2. That was
or just have an actual matchmaking with and stuff. And like I think like DNF Duel did that.
Remember DNF Duel?
Barely anyone does.
Yep.
People were talking about it for like a week, and then
about flavor of the month, boy.
Yeah, that was flavor of the month, because after all these other games came out in news, and it just went the way of the dodo, which is disappointing. But
yeah, no one's here's tried Bridget yet. I haven't gotten the new pass.
I haven't got it.
Like, I'm just waiting for them to announce the character I want before I would get it.
I'm waiting for them to drop the crossplay before I pick that game up again.
I will say I have no intention of playing as her, but I like how she turned out.
Oh yeah,
easily the most requested returning character, and Arxis rolled out the red carpet for her. a very fun trailer, I must say.
Yeah.
If Rat likes
Trying to hold back right now with that character.
if Rat likes dolphins, then of course he's going like the yo-yo slinging. So of course,
Oh, you have
Ren,
no
you're thinking
idea.
of a different character.
I know I said that intentionally.
Sakura May was all over EVO, throwing dolphins at people.
I knew it. I
Oh,
fucking
It
that
knew
was
was
it.
great.
hilarious.
Did she win
It was
Evo?
great.
Did she win?
Does it?
That was the highlight of EVO.
Oh,
It was the problem of
They
Guilty Gear
killed-
5.
yeah.
You cut out.
Rev,
I was about to say, does he know?
does he know? That does he know meme?
Yeah. But
What was he cooking?
Comcast was cooking him.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
good.
but yeah, input delay is good, and new stages is fine. Balance patches, honestly, I would have preferred if they had just. Honestly, it feels like it's kind of weird because they they buff characters that didn't really need to be buffed.
Like, cool.
Like, I think like Zato got buffed or something like that.
Zato? What the fuck? I really used that character.
But yeah,
Hmm.
Oh, who
honest,
just dropped? Oh, uh-oh.
honestly, I still have fun with the game, although the online experience is very mixed for me.
I just want them to do the crossplay shit and introduce a couple more interesting characters. I was kicking ass with Keese. So I really like that in the beta.
Kai.
Yeah, Kai, Keese. I don't know why I call him Keese. It's weird, but
Kai
Yeah. Kai Keys.
Kai Kisk.
Kisk. But
Fuck you, Xrd.
I think it's supposed to be pronounced Kisuke.
That's what everyone thought, but in Xrd it was Kai Kisk.
Kisk.
Really? I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Halloween singer. Sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's who he's named after.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
who I
having a
use.
roadmap is good. Hopefully Street Fighter gets a roadmap as well once the game's out.
Yep.
And
I think I'm getting Halloween and Gamma Ray mixed up. Give me a second.
well, if they have a roadmap, prepare to have Solorettes again for Street Fighter 6.
But let me see here. Hold on. Anything else before we move on from Guilty Gear?
No, I think I said what I had to say about Guilty Gear.
Yeah, kind of the same here.
I did get Halloween and Gamma Ray mixed up. My bad.
I just really want to get it when these updates start to, get branched out and come into fruition, So the last one, we have some rollback updates, and the latter is like hilarious, but Sam Show, Persona 4 Arena, and Dragon Ball Fighter Z all got rollback, but the blurb for Fighter Z is that
Yes.
the rollback
Next
is only
gen.
on next gen.
Yeah,
Picture
and
this,
PC,
if you will.
And PC, you do need better. You can't run it on a potato. You're gonna need a better PC.
Wait, for this update?
Yeah, what's funny is that there's going to
come
be two
on.
versions of the PC version where you can play with delay based or with rollback.
Oh my god, bro.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Imagine you're on PC and you're like, no, I want to stay in delayed based.
Or
Wait,
you live in Brazil.
McDonald's
An entire game died after it got rollback thrown into it, and Brazil was like,
tag.
we like delay based. This was better.
I'll say this. In my opinion, it's ironic. It's not even their fault. It's just if you're on console and the only way to play the new Fighter Z rollback update is through next gen. Your best bet is you better pray that on Xbox Series X people play that game, because PlayStation situation right now, whew, it's not affecting us here, but I hope you're used to the PS5 price hike in the rest of the world.
Sam Show's a bit weird because the game's already 4 years so who knows? I don't know if people are still interested in playing it.
Hey, Garo didn't have rollback until what was it? When did the PS4 release came out? 2017?
Around that time, yeah.
Yeah, and then they released rollback update for it when COVID was about to drop. You know, thanks China, and they dropped that rollback just in time before that, and people have been playing it ever since.
Although in terms of new SNK games, it's going to be a bit crowded once you have Sam Shilling and KOF mixed in.
Oh yeah.
Hey, just remember, all across the world, you got to have a second job to get a PS5 for that $50.
Starting OnlyFans.
Well, yeah, you can do that. But I think the next gen thing is kind of crazy for Fighter Z.
I don't agree with it. Even if it's not a price hike issue, I don't agree that it's a next gen only update.
Yeah, I think that should have been, hey, you know, PS4 people can also get that.
Because what are they gonna change other than the rollback netcode, other than the online? Like, what are
they're probably just done with those versions of the game. They want to move on to next gen. Leave those previous versions in the dust.
You know what? They could do that to Dragon Ball Fighters. Do that for Tekken 7. Jesus Christ, I'm sick of tired of games.
No. Like Harada says, it's rollback. You gotta
when?
It was rollback. You'd have to look at it through a magnifying glass.
Jesus, bro.
He has that T-shirt. Don't ask me for shit.
Don't do it.
He literally meant it. Like, don't ask for rollback.
Don't ask me for shit.
Don't ask me for shit. My game sells 1 billion copies.
There's a reason why people play the PC version.
Oh man, yeah, okay. I'm not. I don't think I'm touching Tekken again until either it's gonna be like super casual or when 8 comes out, which is probably not gonna be for like a while before we get updates. Oh man,
yeah, unless you feel like kicking my ass in Tekken 7.
Oh, I will gladly do that. I will boot that up right now in order to play Tekken. I'll do that after this podcast.
Well, I would say if you have a gaming PC, I could reinstall Tekken. I'm not touching the console version. After experiencing the PC version, I'm not touching a console version again for that game. There's a huge difference.
But yeah, also Persona got the rollback updated, and then I played it and then remembered, oh wait, shadows are in the game.
Did they get rid of the DRM yet for the Steam version?
No.
Well, there you go.
It's gonna be in every Atlas game, so yeah. Anything Sega or Atlas related is always going to have the Nuvo.
Doesn't mean it shouldn't be in a fighting game, but here we are. It's in the fighting game. We can move on.
May I say this Fighters news, because of how EVO was being run and because Saturday was about as slow as molasses, this news, if you live on the East Coast, this was talked about at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So people were falling asleep watching Top 8, and then all of a sudden here comes Hiroki-san, the producer of the game, and she's sort of speaking in Japanese, and then out of nowhere you just hear, Bakuni, and then everybody woke the fuck up. It's just that moment alone, that is an EVO moment by itself. Even before the translator could get in, they knew rollback was getting added, and the crowd marked.
Yeah, wasn't it because like they went overtime because of MK11?
MK11 went overtime, and then obviously Fighters went overtime because it's Fighters.
Yep.
Yeah, wasn't Fighters on it? I think I remember seeing it. It was like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning or so.
Yep.
Over on my end, it was 2 or 3 in the morning.
That one guy that doesn't want to die, always in Fighter.
Yeah.
God, like I wonder how late
Cell's intro.
I wonder how late Guilty Gear went.
About 3 a.m. because I know we were watching Street Fighter V and that went till midnight. By the way, IDOM, that is a run for years to come, buddy. You were the winner as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god, that was something else. Crazy. Just the way how he ended up losing, though, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
And he beat gods and just above average mortals to get there, and Kawano is the one to stop him. It's like two freight trains crashing into each other. It was a great grand finals. Definitely the highlight of EVO for me.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Like me and my like the guys I play Street Fighter with, like my dojo people, we were like screaming. We're like, oh my god!
Yeah. America was one round away from winning Street Fighter.
Oh.
They haven't done that in over a decade.
Oh my god. Guess what's out now for King of Fighters 15 mod community?
What is it?
Oh yeah.
My journey as
that.
Chun-Li.
That's
it's
cool
all
as hell.
I'm downloading this mod right now. And I'm sorry,
Yo, that
JoJo,
looks
but
cool.
Yep.
I like
Yeah.
mine more than Chun-Li. Sorry,
No, that's a
JoJo.
Mai Shiranui costume everyone could agree with.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, so yeah.
But
Yeah, just
those
wait
are the
till you see my
games.
Halloween costume.
Those are the games that are getting rollback.
So what's
Not Grand Blue.
so?
Black
Oh, yeah.
Grand Blue.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, Rad
Oh, yeah.
Rad. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Also, they got all they got was an online tournament, and
They
then people started
got an
spam.
online tournament scene produced by Mike Ross.
Mhm.
Damn.
But you
And then-
can't get a rollback netcode to accompany such a gargantuan task.
Yeah, and everyone in the comments was just spamming like the
The
like,
saddest
sad-
face.
the sad face emoji.
The sad face.
I'm sorry, Rad.
Oh, it's like the way it was presented. Just the knife consistently twisted. And Grand Blue's a fun game, and I went back to play it on PC because I got a new laptop and I was looking for a new fighter to play. So I played that. I got back into it. Oh, and not having rollback just kind of soured the deal. I can swim around that. That netcode is tolerable, but boy, that place is a goddamn ghost town.
I don't even know what Grand Blue is. I just joke about it.
Based on the gacha, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a gacha called Grand Blue.
Yes.
It's practically a gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they had an anime, and then there's a game.
There was
Okay,
supposed
so
to be
there's an anime
another
and
game.
then a fighters.
There was supposed to be another game, but it's in development hell because Platinum.
That's well, Bayonetta first. Moving on from that one. Oh
And then
man.
the HD version of Metal Gear Rising,
Oh
right?
Nah.
no, we're not
They
getting
don't love
that.
me that much.
Platinum's going to make Bayonetta 3, and then they are going to fall into the abyss.
Yeah.
That's pretty much Babylon's Fall almost killed them.
Wait, do I remember that game? I think
No, you don't.
I don't think anyone does.
Look, I used to work at
Well-
GameStop, so I know all of these wacko games.
Trust me.
Was it even a game?
Yes, it actually had a physical and everything, but you'd probably just find it at a bargain bin at this point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember when all these games were hyped. Like, we had to hype them out so much in the store, and I'm thinking, like, who cares about any of these games? And then, like, a month later, they ended up in the discount bin, or they ended up just thrown into oblivion. They're like, you gotta get so many pre-orders of this game. You gotta sell so many copies of this game. And I'm going, how do I sell this? Nobody wants it.
Well, just attach Chun-Li naked to the cover, and I'm pretty sure that there'd be a lot of buyers on that one. But
Yes.
outside of that, and Thunder Dies squishing watermelons, we gotta talk about Tekken Bloodline. I think only me and Rad has watched it. So Rad,
I've seen clips of it where people
I've seen
were
clips, yeah.
where they were like shitting on some of the animation, like the triangles.
One clip I saw that I was extremely salty about.
so
I'll wait
Might
till they announce part 2, because there's rumors that they're supposed to continue with this.
might be a nitpick, but they also like kind of did a crappy job with how they did muscular women, because it just looks like they have like sausages on their stomach.
What the fuck?
Why are you?
Yeah, it was done badly.
You're looking like
What the hell did they
very.
do to my Nina?
You trying to have like some eggs and toast on her abs or something? Like, okay.
But yeah, I haven't seen it, so no real comment on it.
Well, only me and Rad has seen it, I guess, and everyone's seen clips. So I'll just introduce the spoiler stuff here. So if people want to mute or deafen, that's fine.
I mean, I don't really care for spoilers, so go on.
Yeah, me neither.
Same.
Okay.
I mean, I know most Tekken lore anyway, so.
Well, Rad, you want to start this off?
Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. So my positives for this series are the fight scenes. Just the fight scenes. And hearing that the staff that worked on this got professional players to validate its authenticity, these are moves from the video games. And in some cases, it's actual VFX from the video game, realized in animated form.
Yep.
So if you have to watch anything related to Tekken Bloodline, it has to be the fights. They are awesome. And doing so for the rewatch for this podcast, I can second my own motion. These fight scenes are amazing.
And now...
That's pretty much my one positive. I want to pass it back to Ren and hear his thoughts on the show overall.
Okay, so this includes positives and negatives?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, all right, so I'll get positives out of the way first, because it's pretty much what Raz said. The fight scenes are incredible. You're gonna be watching it just for mostly that. I kind of like how characters do these 10-hit combos that are reminiscent of the games. You got King putting people in muscle busters and doing suplexes and the same somersault kicks that you would see from the game is in this anime in full swing. And I kind of like how it's all realized in fights where there's that dramatic tension between all the characters. That's really cool. I did think, this is a nitpick, but I did think it was weird that people were getting caught in arm bars and Jin, you know, was getting caught in them too, and you know, he was just getting back up like everything was normal after a critical injury. But you know, it's whatever is what the story will allow. I thought it was dumb fun for what it was. It didn't hinder my experience on the fights alone. As for negatives, I do believe this show is way too short. It's only 6 episodes, but in those 6 episodes, each episode is 25 minutes. And people were saying they could have extended that length to focus on other characters that might have missed out on the spotlight, or maybe have an episode where it's not about Jin because it's Jin focal. So 100%, I get that it's Tekken 3 and it focuses on him a lot, but if you're watching this for other characters and their storylines and their histories, you're going to be kind of disappointed. Another thing I really didn't like is in the tournament section, they skip fights because of the length. So you will see like fights on screen where it says Yoshimitsu versus someone else, or Paul versus Kuma, and you don't see it. They just say, hey, this is the winner, we're moving on to the next person. I did not like that at all. Like, why can I not see this fight in action if the fight scenes are so good in the first place? That blew my mind. And the last thing I didn't like, which is what Drill pointed out, is the shadows, where everyone seems to have big ass triangles on their body if they're shrouded in darkness. And that kind of, it didn't bother me that much, but it did do something in my brain to where it's like, I just noticed this in every episode, and it's just there. It's not going away anytime soon.
It just seemed, for me, that just gives off the impression that it's unpolished or rushed.
Yeah, so that was just like, it wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but it was just there and it was glaring, and I was like, every fucking person has a shadow on them in a scene or a flashback. It's like pandemonium. So those are the nitpicks about the show that I have. There was others like covered in my review, like it's some retcons that didn't make any sense. Like, you'll see characters that clearly came from Tekken 7, and they're in Tekken 3.
That's something I did want to kind of ask you. Did you find it a little odd? Because this is obviously the third King of Iron Fist tournament.
Yeah.
This is post Tekken 2. Did you find it odd to see people like Steve Fox and Fang and obviously Leroy Smith walking around in a Tekken 3 universe? Better yet, Julia in her Tekken 7 outfit, Ling Xiaoyu in her Tekken 6 outfit.
Yeah,
I seen that in the trailer.
I did notice that, and I'm like, the ages have to be very, very messed up at this point because
they probably retconned it. That's why you see those characters.
I doubt like a damn code gives a crap about continuity at this point.
Well, no, I already said they retconned it like long ago, but the thing is, with the ages and everything, it didn't make any sense, and I don't like how they brought in Leroy just to say, oh, this is how he broke his leg because Jin did it, and the development there was just done. So that
fan service.
Yeah, that wasn't the way to sort of do a retcon. It's good ways to do it, like we saw with Infinity War, and then there's bad ways like that.
I don't really have a problem with newer characters like appearing and being a part of this because obviously I liked Leroy. He was the standout of 7. Like, seeing him here, I'm willing to forgive a few timeline inconsistencies because he had a very loyal portrayal in Bloodline. Yeah. Also, what did you think of Jin as a character? Obviously, he's the sole focus.
He was fine.
I kind of thought, I'll handle Jin first. Mm-hmm. I kind of thought his progression and development seemed a little too shonen protagonist.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I will say I'm happy they did this to Jin and not to Kazuya, because Jin walking over to Leroy after he broke his leg after the match just to kind of check on him and offer him like, well, you should probably readjust your style to fit your ailment. That is something Kazuya would never do. So if you have to do the shonen protagonist thing, I'm glad they did it with Jin.
If anything, Kazuya would just like rub it in his face.
Yeah. Kazuya would smirk, cross his arms, and just look away.
Kazuya,
shit.
Yeah, Kazuya is like, he's super evil. Like,
although, okay, the only other clip I've seen is the one people meme on is the one where Heihachi pulls out a gun.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that. Like, that's at the tail end, and I do have something to say about that. As for Kazuya himself, do you actually wish he had more of a presence in the show beyond just flashbacks and, hey, don't mention you're related to Kazuya. There are people in this tournament that want to kill him.
I mean, I get why he's not referenced that much, because, I mean, in the Tekken 3 timeline, he's kind of dead, or everyone at least thinks he is, and he's being operated on by G Corporation. If they wanted to, set up the flashbacks and flash forwards a little bit better, they could have showed that he's still in the tube, and if they're pushing for, like, a second season, that's another thing that kind of bugged me as well. They didn't really set up this all that well for like season 2. Even if it comes, like, that'd be great, but there was no like real good cliffhanger or anything. It just sort of ended, in my opinion. I was that's
why I said it was rumored. I'm surprised they didn't think of a second season or start a second season before they even released Bloodline.
So this is another major complaint of mine. This is by far the negative.
Mm-hmm.
Everything related to the fast pacing doesn't really bite it in the ass until the last 5 minutes. Because at that point, True Ogre is dead. And because Heihachi is trying to rid the world of the Devil Gene, spoilers, he shoots Jin. Jin falls down, does his shonen protagonist flashback, and then becomes Devil Jin and beats the fuck out of Heihachi for like a minute
He does.
And then Xiao Yu does her like shoujo face, and it's like, no, Jin. And then Jin flies off, and then there's like a blood red moon in the sky, and then credits.
And then it's over. Yeah, they don't. That's what I was saying. They don't set up well for season 2, and that ending was so rushed that it was unbelievable.
So
Devil Jin is such a pivotal moment, and it gets like 100 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're like, oh shit, we gotta wrap. Oh shit, we don't have a time left. We gotta wrap it up.
Not to mention, if you're going to do a season 2, it's Tekken 4. You have to take cool guy Devil Jin and like chain him up somewhere in an underground temple. And how the fuck are you gonna do that?
So you're saying they should probably double the amount of episodes next season?
Absolutely.
I'm saying that putting a gap between 3 and 4 is your mission.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if they're going to do season 2, it needs to be a little bit longer, fleshed out, etc. Because what we got, again, like I said, I didn't mind it. I gave this show like a 6 or like 6.5. I don't remember the score, but I know it was around that number.
Please confirm that there will be a second season, but who knows?
Like, I think there's room for improvement here, but clearly I felt like they rushed a lot of stuff. Again, skipping fights. I didn't like that. The rush ending where it's like, oh, Jen got shot. Oh, let me hurry up. Flashback. Let me get back up again. Devil Jen.
From what you guys are explaining, it makes me not want to watch it now. Or
it's worth watching.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's not worth watching. It's at least worth watching at least once. But
I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's a good show, but that ending.
Because literally all I hear is, other than the fight scenes, yeah.
No, there's more. Like if you like the fan service to the games and all that stuff, you're gonna like that too. Because there's a lot of throwbacks that are really good in the show that they illustrate in here. Callbacks to Tekken 3, Jin in a school outfit, stuff like that. So and plus the development with him and Heihachi, I think that was some of the best stuff of the show when they first was doing the training montage. You'll see.
Oh my god. So we have to talk about that moment. The best moment in episode 2, where Heihachi tells Jin, okay, for this exercise, you're only to strike me with upper body attacks, no legs. Mm-hmm. And Jin gets some offense, and the first thing Heihachi does is a wall standing 4. And Jin's like, but I thought you said no kicks. And Heihachi's like, no, I get to kick. I get to use what I see fit.
You have to use your hands.
You have to use your hands. I will use what I see fit. Jesus. Life isn't fair.
Yeah, he said life isn't fair. I was like, okay, that's like fucking amazing. I actually like that.
Heihachi is such a dick.
What else? Also, the voice acting is good. I didn't point that out in my review, but I did like it for the most part.
Yeah, I think it's good in some places. I'm bringing it back to Kazuya because the one time he does get to speak. Yeah, do you know that one voice you do where it's like you're trying to sound all devilish? It's like, I will take back what is mine. It sounds like he is acted by someone that's much younger, that's trying to sound much older.
Wow.
So Miles.
Yeah.
Jesus.
At that point, you could just say Tekken 4 Kazuya voice acting Japanese is unbeatable.
Yeah. The Tekken 4 opening is still amazing.
So you got the Akuma effect essentially then from Tekken 4.
Yup.
Because you don't get that motherfucker you get that motherfucker talking English. No. That's enough.
Okay. So to the tournament itself, Ren. Did you question at all Jin's final opponent being King? For me, it just seemed to be a little odd, just because of the interactions in the show. King is there. King punks out Xiao Yu in the beginning of one of the episodes.
Yep, he does.
And then about halfway through episode 5, Jin and Heihachi are watching Paul versus King, which is a semi-final match. And Heihachi is like, this King He is not the king that we once knew. He's a different king.
King 2.
And that's about all the development he gets?
Yep.
And then suddenly King's your final opponent?
They
when it seems like they had interactions with Jin and Paul, and with Paul Phoenix, they hype him as the one guy, aside from Heihachi, who could actually go toe-to-toe with Kazuya.
Yep.
Like, they're in the car, Jin's trying to get information on Kazuya, and they refer to Paul as, this is the guy. He could have beaten Kazuya. And Paul just gets beat by King.
Yeah, he got squashed.
Paul,
like
the guy
that.
who had to fight a bear in the tournament.
Yep.
And now he has to fight a jaguar man.
And won, and he got squashed by King. I mean, King fans are going to be happy about
that. It's sort of irrelevant once King is beat, and then we get Tekken 3's plot proper, where Heihachi steps up and he's like, no, I'm your actual last challenge, because Ogre is not here yet because he's yawning somewhere in the background, and you're not fighting hard enough, Jin.
Yeah, King fans will be super happy about that, but personally, I didn't like Paul getting super squashed. I think he still should have beaten Ogre, in my opinion, and then Jin comes in and he sees true Ogre, so it's just... I like this show, don't get me wrong. A 6 out of 10 is not bad, but it is definitely room for improvement for sure if they're gonna go the route of season 2, because I mean, I felt the same way about Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Like, I liked it, but they need a season 2 and it needs to be longer and more fleshed out. That's the only way, and keep what worked, which is the fight scenes and the fan service and all that stuff, and how the characters act, you know, to themselves, and just build upon that if you're going to do that for Tekken 4.
Like, I don't even agree that Paul should be the one to fight Ogre. That is clearly Jin's deal, and the story moves under that idea that Jin versus Ogre is the main event. But Paul should have at least been the finalist. There's more there than just Jin and a souped-up King.
Oh, no, I get what you're saying, but again, it goes back to Paul being taken more seriously, and then that joke element coming in where he thinks he won and then he leaves, because that just seems perfect to his character. Like, he has that ego there, and they could have worked on that, but no, it's just I felt like they made those characters like Jin, Zhao Yu, you know, everyone that was with him, just supporting characters to Jin just to make him feel better, and that was it. They didn't give any other development outside of that.
Like, I guess Harong, for an example.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's still a rival, but he's also super friendly with Jin in the show, which, you know, it's whatever, but that's what they did. They took all 3 of those characters and just made them, hey, this is my friend and I'm gonna try to help him, and like the typical
like
anime.
You said, shonen.
The typical shonen.
Just give me Tekken 4 with Hao-Wang and Jin. That's it.
What are you two, like friends or something? No,
I did like that though. Like, it was good. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know, they just need to fix some things, and season 2 be dope. But it's not a bad first watch, in my opinion. If you're a Tekken fan, I would say definitely check it out, because it's not the worst thing in the world. I've seen much worse adaptations of Tekken.
Yes, this is the best. This is the best Tekken adaptation.
Yeah, this is the best that you're gonna get versus the live action Tekken 2.
Remember what you're fighting against.
Yep.
I'm guessing because the bar is just very low.
Dude, yeah, okay. Yeah. There's the Tekken movie.
Was so good.
The next one close to it is the OVA, which I didn't think it was a bad job, honestly, but some animation and stuff.
I don't know about that. Right?
I didn't mind the OVA that much. Just, again, it has story changes that you're gonna have problems with this one, but the bar really is that low.
Yep, the bar is buried 6 feet under.
Remember that fucking 3D animated movie with Tekken?
Blood Vengeance?
Okay. Elisa Bias is here. That movie is fine for the first 2/3, then Shin dies, then Heihachi opens up a fucking crypt, and then they fight a giant Mokujin, and it falls off a cliff from there.
could you?
It was bad when they made Xiaoyu and Elisa the main focus instead of Jin.
Better when that happened, because there was still sanity and logic in the world.
That movie is ridiculous. Holy shit.
The moment Shin exists is where the movie's like, all right, it's time to stop.
Well, yeah, because the whole plot basically becomes them just simping for him.
Yeah,
it evolves around him.
That was fun and happy and lively, and then everything just died.
And then the dude is like the dude's like suicidal.
It's like Shin Kamiya body. He has this.
Just let me watch Nina continue working for the Mishimas. Like,
yeah,
that's fine.
Then he had this weird power, which they didn't really go into detail about, and then Heihachi just kills him.
Remember, Nina had her own video game. Maybe you should do an adaptation.
Let's make an anime of that, or a 3D movie of that.
Death by Degrees. Yep.
They should do another adaptation of that, where it's just Nina, and I would have been fine.
And then maybe they'll add Steve into that too, like put that story in.
Yes.
I think Death by Degrees is somewhere in Namco's regret pile.
Well, they don't have
with lost swords.
Well, they don't have to do that. Just redo it, but with Steve Fox.
And have Steve and Anna finally meet too.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't know that's his aunt.
The possibility of Steve being Nina's son.
I think that's confirmed, right? Just to make sure.
Yeah, they confirmed it in 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in 7. Okay.
I think they finally well, it was hinted at in 4. I think 4 was Steve's
4
debut,
they hinted
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they hinted at it in 4. And then 5 and 6. Well, 5 he was kind of hanging out with Horong for a bit. In 6 he was hanging out with like he was like comic relief with Law and Paul. And then 7 they finally confirmed it, like for real.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Speaking of Nina, can we talk about how, in no way, shape, or form is Xiao Yu on her level?
Body, she got squashed.
That's what I was talking about, how salty I am. I saw that clip, and I threw my phone. I was like, are you effing kidding me?
She got squashed, which is crazy.
It wasn't a squash, but Xiao Yu even getting the W there is a little debatable.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. Like, she won. She beat a master assassin, like a schoolgirl. She even says it too and taunts her, like, I'm just a schoolgirl. I'm going to beat you.
They justify it because Xiao Yu fights with strategy. I wonder what her strategy will be. And her strategy is falling into an arm breaker and then just slipping out of it.
Nope.
And then doing a fucking rage art. No. In no capacity are those two on the same level.
Yeah, if you
the only reason she won is because she has like shoju protection.
Yeah.
Because she likes Jin, and it's like she.
And then she got crushed by King in the next episode, so it was worthless anyway. Honestly, the bracket should have been Jin fighting Nina because they had that encounter in episode 3 where Jin's like, "Wait, you knew Kazuya? Of course I knew Kazuya. Your entire bloodline is fucking poison." So it should have been Jin versus Nina. Leroy, as cool as it was to see him, he shouldn't have even been in Jin's radar. He should have been a cameo. Then Jin fights Hwarang. Then Jin fights Paul.
Yeah,
Xiao Yu can fight someone like Julia or something, and then she doesn't even sniff the semifinals.
I don't know. It's just it's the same thing that I get with animated stuff from time to time. Like, depending on how it's done, the fucking intro and the build up and the origin to the characters are awesome, but the actual tournament itself is not good. So that's what most people are saying in reviews, which I kind of, align mine with theirs. I agree with that. That is not well done in the show if you're looking for a good tournament fun. Once they get there, that's when
Anna Williams is just there.
Unless you play like a lot of favorites, it falls apart when it gets to that point. But I think anything else, Rat, before we sort of do outros?
One more thing, June in episode 1, that was an excellent portrayal, and they had to clearly get that little cliff note in because it's Tekken 3, and we have to give Jin motivation So June was an excellent teacher and an excellent sacrifice.
Yep.
She fought her head off against Ogre.
Oh, she actually died.
Oh yeah, Ogre actually kills Jun.
At least that's
because that's the catalyst for Jun in her dying words telling Jin, "Find your grandfather, find Heihachi." So I like Jun's portrayal. The drunk of the kid that Jin encounters showing up and giving Jun and Jin a ton of shit because your boy, he did some shit to my boy, and then Jun just dispatches the drunk with ease.
Mm.
So her actually getting to be the mother figure for an episode was a nice touch. And I think that's about all I have to say for Tekken Bloodline. It's a 7 out of 10. I appreciate the effort. I would really like to see them handle a Tekken 4 story, and I'm really curious how they get there.
Yeah, as I said, I think it's a 6, so it's a little bit lower, but I overall enjoyed my time with it. I think your mileage is going to vary, but it's probably one of the best adaptations out there, in my opinion. It's just there is a lot of burials in that tournament part, and they definitely rushed the ending. If they didn't do that, I'd probably like it more, especially if it was longer, but it is what it is. So I mean, I do want a season 2 though, because I think they could improve that. So that's what I think about that. So I guess we could do outros. All right, so Rat, you want to go first?
Yeah. You can find me at the Rad on Twitter, and you can find my YouTube channel, Rad's Rad Games, where before Street Fighter 6 even reaches store shelves, I'm playing through just about every Capcom fighting game that I can find, actually. I just now did a run of Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix, so go check that out on my YouTube channel, Rad's Rad Games.
Drillbit?
Yeah, you can just find me on Twitter at Drillbit777. Lately, I've been wanting to get back into some fighters since I finished Xenoblade. So yeah, hopefully, maybe get back into KOF or Guilty Gear.
Nikki?
Hi everyone, and good night. You can find me on Twitter at NeroCatatonic. You can also find me on Twitch at NeroCatatonic, where I am playing through a lot of Koei games, playing a lot of Warriors games and RPGs on there. You can also find me twitch.com/strappingyounglady, where I am playing more Capcom games and more fighters as well. I am going to start a series where I learn how to play Chun-Li again, so you'll find that on the Strapping Young Lady Twitch account. And I'll be rebooting my YouTube channel as well, just putting little Dynasty Warriors clips here and there. And so if you're into that series, you can definitely find that on there.
Nero? Oh, I think he is deceased. Kaneki?
You sure Nero's deceased?
I am positive. I don't see him lighting up when I called him.
Hold on. Nero.
Yep, dude.
Okay, yeah, he would usually respond, like, even if a bit delayed. All right. My Twitter and YouTube is under the same name as School World Order, as if I didn't instate the reason why I don't plug in my Twitch is because Twitch can go fuck itself, and so forth. And for Tekken Bloodline, since you all said it's decent, I would need a favor from them, and hopefully they would do a Soul Calibur 2 animated series. It would be so glorious.
Yeah. Although I wonder if Necrin would be in it because of Todd McFarlane.
I would just like to say I would kill to see the team that worked on Bloodline handling Soul Calibur, just because I think that style would fit them much more.
It would definitely fit more.
Well, except
nice.
this time, have more polished animation instead of triangles everywhere.
If one day they'll do a Soul Calibur, that's where they'll probably do the improvements.
All right, well, I can do my outro. So you can find me on YouTube at Renegade
Oh, we
Operative.
can't.
You can find me on Twitch, where
Nope.
I don't hate it that much. I can have a lot of sex and get away with that, and that's very kind to me.
And you get suspended but not banned. Okay.
I don't mind that, coming back from the dead. On Twitch, You can find me on Pornhub at Renegade Operative. No, I'm just kidding.
There we go. No, we found it. Thank you.
Nope. And I will be trying to get this podcast uploaded on the Infinite Ammo Syndicate channel. Working on that, so that's what I'll be doing. This might be up sometime tomorrow. In terms of other fighting game news in the future, like I said, this podcast has been rebranded to sort of reflect not only fighting games but beat 'em ups. So if there is a combination of both, it will be included, and that will be very nice. Makes things a little bit more dynamic and easier to deal with. We're gonna end this podcast, so see you guys out there later in YouTube land, and later. Don't eat dogs, please.
Fight on.
Fight on.
Okay.